Welcome to Cosmos Cantina, a rest stop on the road of life. Come on in, have a cold beer or a hot coffee, and let's tell tall tales on two wheels. There's never a cover at Cosmos Cantina. Special thanks to our sponsors, Quick Throttle Magazine, the largest Western regional free print and online motorcycle magazine for V-twin enthusiasts for over 15 years, quickthrottle.com. And BikerNet, proudly covering the custom motorcycle industry and culture online for 25 years at bikernet.com. Welcome to Cosmos Cantina, a rest stop on the highway to life, where all we talk is two wheels. And you can see this video and all my other videos at cosmoto.com. And today, I'm here with my friend, Scott Bradley. And Scott and I, we've ridden together, we've known each other a long time. He's a lifelong rider, I'm a lifelong rider. But I'm a lifelong cruiser rider, okay? That's been those that know me, I've traveled all over on Harleys and a lot of cruisers. Now, Scott, on the other hand, as you might notice by his attire, he's an adventure bike rider. So we're going to just talk about these two things because I've never spent a lot of time on an adventure bike, and he hasn't spent a lot of time on a cruiser. And you know, the thing is, Scott, the thing is that you guys just don't cruise. You just don't lay back and sit down and sit in that saddle with your legs out. I mean, what's a saddle height on your bike?
Well, my bike's about 29 inches.
29, okay. Typically, they're in the 30s because I looked it up.
My bike is set lower.
Can you touch the ground?
Because I'm shorter, yes. I set it lower so that I can put my feet flat on the ground.
You modified it.
Yes, otherwise, tippy toes is no way to pull up to a stop sign.
No.
Or a red light.
So that is not cruising to me. That's a little on the edge every time you stop your bike. So you guys just don't really have that laid back vibe, which I like. I'm a cruiser guy.
Yes. Yes.
And you are?
Well, I'm an off-road. I like blacktop, I like dirt. My bike can do both. Mm-hmm. The problem is that there's just not a lot of blacktop here. You know, now we're in Arizona.
Sedona, Arizona.
Sedona, Arizona. We came from California, both of us did. And California has a lot of blacktop.
PCH, baby.
A lot of blacktop. I have been up and down the whole state many times. Absolutely, my motorcycle, my adventure bike, rides very well on the blacktop. But what I really like about it is I can run to the end of the blacktop and keep on going on the dirt road, which the Harley people tend to hit the brakes and stop right there.
Well, you know, my adventures are PCH, baby. Did I mention PCH?
You did.
I like PCH.
I do too.
And you know, I mean, there's some beautiful roads up here.
Yes, there's about 58 miles of beautiful roads up here. But then again, there's about probably 3,000 or 4,000 miles of dirt road.
Okay.
The state of Arizona really isn't into blacktop.
Well, that may be true, but we are into Harleys.
You are into Harleys, and do you ever notice how the blacktop here in Arizona is like a big straight line? If you head straight up out of here onto our Highway 17, up to Flagstaff, up to the Grand Canyon, or even up to Page, which is a big part of the northern part of the state, it is one straight line, which to me is really not riding a motorcycle.
Well,
I think I'd rather just sit in the car.
Well, see, that gets back to that cruising. You know,
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I got 4 speakers on my bike.
You do.
I mean, in fact, I just put on a new amp. I think I'm.
How many amps did you add to your motorcycle?
I got 200 watts per speaker now.
That is fantastic.
See?
So you know I have no music whatsoever on my
You
motorcycle.
got no speakers.
No speakers.
Sound.
I have no sound. I have friends who have sound in their helmets. I've gone on trips with people that have added sound to my helmet, and I find myself turning it off. The distraction of the music.
Man, it's all about the music.
It's
all about the music.
Yeah, so the Harley riders are all about the music and doing little rides to this bar, over to that bar, over to this bar.
Yeah. We're at Cosmos Cantina right now.
Right, absolutely. I've got a friend who lives across the street from me, and he gets on his bike and he goes for a ride down to the gas station to get some stuff and come back to the house, and he's gone about 7 minutes.
You know, it was a hell of a good 7 minutes.
Yeah, and I ask him all the time, hey, you want to go for a ride? And one day he fell for it and he came for a ride with me, and we went out for about 4.5 hours. And I don't think he's done anything like that in quite a long time.
Let's talk about Mama, okay? Because I've got a Road Glide, and it's got a very, very comfortable back seat. You know, I'm talking speakers back there. For effects, you can control the sound back there. I think there's a coffee maker back there. I really do.
I wouldn't doubt that at all.
So,
No.
so how does Mama feel about your back seat?
The back seat on my motorcycle is an adventure. I had my bike for probably about 4.5 years before I had anybody on the back. It wasn't about taking other people for a ride, because we used to ride, when we were on the blacktop, we were riding very fast. The bike is an adventure bike, but it is very fast and controllable in the curves, which isn't really something you want to have somebody on the back doing. They're not adjusting the speaker system or making coffee. They'd be hanging out for their dear life, actually, in the back. So what we're doing now with Mama on the back is that we have all the cases on, and she's got a place to rest her back against it, but it's really not a comfortable seat. She actually has to hang on pretty tight when we go into the curves and moving around quickly into the dirt roads.
You see, that's you know, my lady's on her cell phone. You know, she's texting. So if it gets a little dicey back there, no go for her.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that is the back seat that I'd want to do. Maybe someday I'll get a cruiser, but you know, I'm only 62 years old.
Yeah.
I don't know how old you have to be before you get a cruiser.
Well, you're in the right age group.
Yeah.
You're just about in it. You're just about there.
I'm almost
I think
there.
that 3 more years.
I think probably
3 more years.
I'm going to get close to
Well,
that.
you know, it's and really it's about the culture. You know, we get to go to these big festivals and listen to 80s hair bands and
Oh,
you know,
yes.
I mean, you probably don't have BMW tattooed on your arm.
I don't.
Okay, well, you know, we're committed to the brand.
You
I
are.
mean, I got a Harley watch, Harley jewelry, a Harley jacket, I've worn Harley boots. I probably have my Harley underwear on, and I'm telling you, man,
Yeah.
it's about the brand.
It is so much, isn't it? I see it everywhere. Everywhere I see it.
That's right, and we're damn proud of it.
Yeah, absolutely. All I have is what do I have? I've got a BMW keychain and this little outfit I got on here in case I crash. But this is what I've got.
I like that.
BMW.
Okay.
You know, the little stuff there. Everything has that little propeller.
The propeller.
The
That's
propeller
right.
on it. The motorcycle, you know, is Germany's real. The real thing that they made to take the place of airplanes after World War II.
Right.
Because the Germans were no longer allowed to make airplanes.
Right.
So they took this boxer engine and put it into automobiles and into motorcycles. But the motorcycle was the best thing they ever made with that.
They're good bikes. There's no doubt about it. They are the just like, you know, Harleys have gone through iterations and they're growing and you know, and maybe I'll get an adventure bike someday myself. I'll think about how old do I have to be to do that?
Well, I don't know. You have to be able to picture yourself, I guess, tipping over. Because, you know, the kids can tip over. I've tipped over my bike twice. Mm-hmm. Oh, make that 3 times. Twice was at stop signs, and the third time was out in the desert in Utah. Both times on the blacktop, I tipped over at stop signs.
Oh, that's got to be the most embarrassing moment on planet Earth.
It is, because you pull up to a stop sign and you put your foot down, and there's no ground there, or something very slippery.
Yeah.
Slippery stones or gravel or something. Because I'm up at 29 inches. I'm not sitting at 26 or 24
Yeah.
inches.
See, 26 inches. Nice.
That's right.
You know,
So I put my foot down,
Yeah.
it slips out, the bike tips over. But what I find is at my age, not like the young kids, is that I'll tip over, my shoulder will hit, and my head will hit the blacktop. So I always have a helmet on, but every single time that I've tipped over, my head hits the ground.
Well, you know, what he's talking about too is those of you that have seen Long Way Round with Ewan McGregor. I mean, when that series came out, I mean, adventure bikes went through the roof. He was on 1200s. You got a 1200.
I got a 12.
Yeah, and Ewan was going over left and right all the time.
Yes,
And that's, you know, that's the kind of riding to expect, like, if you're going to be that guy.
that's right. You're going to tip over,
Yeah.
especially if you're going to take it on a big adventure like that.
Right.
Yeah, but you know, the Boxer engine is very smooth on the blacktop. It actually, when it starts moving in its harmony, the bike has a sense of balance that is no other motorcycle has. It doesn't have this Harley, you know, at the stop sign.
Wait, the vibration?
The vibration.
We like that. That's blood flow.
Yeah.
We like that.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? That's healthy.
I know. I've looked over and seen dentures fall out, I think, from the poor guys that are older than me, and their teeth are just rattling along. And I just don't understand that, wanting to feel that. But you know, I guess it's a brand.
And the sound.
It's the sound. It's the brand. How can you make it louder?
No, I put pipes on my bike right away. And
People
added
do that.
the wattage of my speakers. You hear me
Do you
coming
know
2 blocks away.
They do that right away, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. First thing you do. First thing you do.
Yep. So I have this thing about my motorcycle where I have extra light on it, which actually blinds people if I have it on high in the daytime. So the reason I did that is because anybody who ever was in a motorcycle accident, a car and a motorcycle combination, the car driver would say, "I didn't see him."
Yeah.
Every single one will say, "I didn't see him." Nobody says, "I didn't hear him." Everybody says,
Well, they hear me.
I didn't see him. So that's that big bright light. Because even my son has a motorcycle. And he wants to get loud pipes on it, and it's in California we can split lanes,
Yeah.
so we could come flying down between the cars, and all that sound, that huge sound, is behind the motorcycle. There's no sound going out the front of it. But I
Yeah, I
have
like that. You know, we should get some. I'm going to design some speakers that face forward.
speakers.
Turn
Yeah.
those things up really loud.
Yeah, so the cars can
I
hear
like
you
that.
coming.
Hear you coming,
In
yeah.
California, the bumper-to-bumper traffic is unbelievable, and you can split the lanes. But with I have the huge lights on in the front, and I have my flashers on, and I've never had somebody pull in front of me. But then again, that's all. I guess all a bit of luck.
Well, you know, Scott, I kind of like this idea. You know, you're going to take me on some adventure riding. I'm going to get myself a BMW. I'll get one from a friend and see what this is all about. I like the idea.
Yes, it'll be very interesting for you, due to the fact that riding on gravel will be quite nerve-wracking at first, until you realize how well that the bikes actually hold the gravel.
Well, we're going to take in baby steps.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, good.
Yes.
I think it's great talking to you. This is really good. And I'm going to take a little break right now. We're going to have a little word from our sponsor. But I like this brand idea, because brand is a powerful thing. We're going to talk more about that when we come back. See you in a minute.
Special thanks to our sponsors. Quick Throttle Magazine, the largest Western regional free print and online motorcycle magazine for V-twin enthusiasts for over 15 years. QuickThrottle.com. And BikerNet, proudly covering the custom motorcycle industry and culture online for 25 years at BikerNet.com.